The negotiations are meant to start on Monday week. Do you think that's still possible?
First of all, it depends on the UK's decision, of course, largely when we will start. What we know so far is that the UK has triggered Article 50, and that means a delay of 2 years will be available to negotiate, transitional periods to negotiate citizen rights, and we hope that all this can be done in due time, but we have never interfered with domestic political debates in the UK. We have allowed for sufficient time to decide when to trigger Article 50. We have allowed for a reshuffle last year in August, and certainly we have understood that the UK is in a situation where some things have to be considered, and therefore we will respect widely and as good as we can the decisions of the British government.
But if Britain changes its conception of Brexit, does that mean the EU will have to change its negotiating guidelines?
We have established our position amongst 27 remaining member states in order to be ready for negotiations. And this is still valid, and it is, by the way, a process amongst 27 to discuss it, whether to develop or to evolve it. But what we have seen over the last couple of weeks is that there is a profound political debate inside the United Kingdom about the political landscape, about the new government, about social reforms and many other issues. We have a genuine interest to have a good cooperation with the UK even after Brexit. We have a genuine interest to cooperate with the UK in fighting terrorism, in protecting climate, fighting against climate change, in defending our Western and European values in international negotiations. And therefore, we wish to bring the Brexit negotiations to a good result after all and at the end. But of course, we have to wait and see what the concrete British positions will be. It would not be wise to discuss hypothetical issues if it would change and when it would change. The respect for the democracies of the member states and of the sovereignty of the member states means that in all of the countries concerned, there are from time to time general elections. They have this or that outcome, and then the political landscape will reorganize itself. This is something that we have to respect and have to see, and whenever there is a change from the British side, we will discuss it with the European Commission and amongst the 27 remaining member states, and then decide on the appropriate conclusions.
How concerned are you that the time allowed to negotiate this deal will simply not be sufficient?
It's much too early to predict whether there will be enough or time or not. We should not waste time. We should go into the details as soon as possible, and we should at every stage of the negotiations act and decide with a clear commitment to have a good relationship even after Brexit, to cooperate inside and outside Europe on important issues. And if we have this spirit, we can overcome obstacles and we can find solutions.
If the UK was to change its mind about the whole thing, withdraw Article 50, is that a possible,ity, or are you one of these people who just think it's not doable?
My God, this is a trap. This is a trap, and I've avoided these types of traps now for almost 1 year, because the question whether Article 50 application has to be changed or not, this is something to be decided in the UK. We are not interfering with that. Theresa May has explained Brexit means Brexit. This is up to date the official position of the British government, and this is understood and accepted by Europe.
She has said Brexit means Brexit, but she may not be there much longer, and of course that conception of what it means could change, couldn't it? I'm just wondering to what extent you now see the process in flux.
I'm frankly, I have not yet the impression that we will see an entire different process. The two big political parties campaigning in favor of Brexit, with some slight differences, have got more than 80% of the votes. and this is something we have to have in mind, we have to respect. But we are all living in a changing world. We have seen that even the Paris Agreement that was signed by all countries worldwide except two has been put in question by our American allies, and therefore 2 years negotiations ahead of us means we have to have the clear commitment to negotiate as partners and to come to results, and every side has to establish and to re-establish their positions according to their interests and according to the will of the people.
I remember before Article 50 was invoked, one of your senior colleagues in the CDU, he characterised the German position to me as, look, give Britain time, it may change its mind. If you're heading towards a car crash, why step on the accelerator?
I don't know whether you have spoken to Elmar Brok or somebody else, but again, hypothetical questions will not help us in this difficult position. What we have to do is, we have to do in an awfully difficult process to negotiate Brexit, to negotiate future relationship with the UK, and at the same time we are still members of the European Union, at least for almost 2 years, and we have to solve concrete issues and concrete problems in the interest of people in the UK, in the interest of people in Germany, and this is what we intend to do. And therefore Angela Merkel, in a telephone call with her British colleague and in many meetings before, we have always confirmed our willingness to come to good results.
To what extent do you think attitudes across Europe are now changing?
For the last 2 months we have seen a considerable shift in public opinion. We have seen it in France, we have seen it in Germany, where Angela Merkel has the support of a growing number of citizens and is leading the polls. We have seen it in the UK, and nobody knows the result of this. Younger people are more interested in politics than ever over the last 20 years. We have a more vivid political debate, and it's of course awfully difficult, but it presents also a chance. It presents a chance for reflection about the challenges of a worldwide scale, and this is something we want to do together with the United Kingdom, either inside or outside the European Union.